Good morning, y'all. It is 6:46 a.m. Pacific time on the 24th of February, 2020. Welcome to my trading journal. This is the Jigsaw day trader platform. This is all trading on order flow. There's no charts, no indicators, nothing like that. These are, like I said, they're futures products. These are fixed income products here, and the E-mini S&P all the way over here on the right. Pretty wild overnight session. Or I should say Sunday and Monday overnight. Futures are all down about 3% going into the cash open. Since rebounded a little bit. S&P right now is down only about 2.5 or 2.75%. Nasdaq's down over 3% still. Pretty heavy volume overnight. Oh, excuse me. Very volatile. It's kind of a difficult read. And I would say typical levels. There's definitely other time frame participants, so typical levels like intraday levels and stuff like that, they will probably hold it, have less value than normal, like overnight highs and current highs, current lows, stuff like that. Just because you have people that don't give a flying fuck about that kind of stuff. They just want to either buy it at large quantity or sell it at large quantity, so they don't care what the level is. They are just more concerned about their portfolio as a whole than about specific intraday levels. With that said, there's really not much going on. Like a day like today, the context can dictate a continuation trade. Normally, I do not sell below the point of control, nor do I buy above it. Excuse me, let me try that again. Normally, I don't sell below the point of control or buy above the point of control. Now, obviously, we are above the point of control, so this would be simply a sell-only trade for me. However, a day like today, where you have big participants, you can definitely take advantage of some momentum at different levels. And you're probably not going to see specific setups that we normally see, which would be something like absorption and back ticking and stuff like that. It's just going to be watching the influx of buyers or sellers at a specific time and point and just trying to get in as quickly as possible and take advantage of that. So we're starting to see buyers kind of step up at right now as the E-mini bounces off the high. I'm going to try to see if I can get filled here in the 30-year and see if we can get a nice healthy bounce back up into the highs. Definitely got to be very, very quick today. In a normal sense, I could sit here and let things play out, but if it doesn't just go, then I'm just going to take risk off and cover my position and even re-enter at the same level if the conditions change. But we're still about 20 minutes after the open, still have that initial volatility happening. It looks like we've had quite a bit of buying here at the open in the equities. You could see where we opened all the way down here at 33.25. We got about 20 handles plus just off the open. So buyers are not being timid there's kind of an expectation, which has been pretty prevalent for the last several years, which buyers just buy anything. Let me see. I have to cover this thing. Push it back up into the highs that quickly, just like that. I think maybe it might be prudent to wait a little bit longer. Wait for some of this initial volatility to kind of subside before jumping in. That said, we did have the ES push up into the highs. I don't know if it made new highs or not, but treasuries didn't really flinch, or the bonds or treasuries. And you do have the ultra bond a couple ticks above this yellow line. Ten-year started to push up a little bit. You can see the bids and offers are a little bit thinner than they normally are. But once we get up into the highs here, not so much. 300, normally we see about 400, 500. There we go, we got the 10-year about 3 ticks higher, 4 ticks higher on the ultra bond. 30-year seems to be the laggard today. Should have traded the ultra bond, or even the 10-year. Definitely very volatile today. I think after this trade I might just hang out for a bit, get some more coffee, and wait till maybe 7:30, kind of reassess. Yeah, we had like 40 on offer right there. You can't take that out, and that's really discouraging. Shit. I had some big size come through right there. Got one target. Son of a bitch. Just gonna cover that thing and just kind of sit back and wait. So we got first target filled, and then I just pulled the last one off at a 1 tick. So that's okay for now. 6:55 a.m. Gonna go ahead and, like I said, get some more coffee and kind of hang out for a smidge. And let everything kind of chill out. Okay, it's 9:30. I've actually been kind of distracted running around all morning, but it looks like, kind of looking at a chart, this is the first time that bonds have been back up to the highs since basically all day. So you've had the ES running crazy all over the place, and bonds have just sort of been trading in, well, you can see the little range, not little, but it's little for the context. This is the range they've been trading in. ES has been making new lows a couple times, and we're just now getting up to the highs. And we didn't, like, just blow through the highs, at least not yet. I should probably adjust this a little bit. Let's see. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah, so that sort of just tells me the first attempt through the highs, we didn't blow through them. We got some pushback. This is the first time up to the highs. So unless they gain a new appetite, I don't really see. It could creep up through the highs, but I don't really see them just blowing through the highs unless the bottom just falls out of the ES. It's starting to find buyers down here, it looks like. But I could be wrong. It's been a crazy day, at least what I've seen of it. So basically I just sort of saw that we got up to the highs. I kind of said that already, but we got up to the highs in the bonds and sellers stepped up, pushed it down a couple ticks. That's kind of the basis for entry here, and just the lack of appetite to push this thing up higher, or at least blow through it. So I feel like I got a chance to kind of see what happens, get a look at it. If it doesn't start going soon, then I can just scratch it out. Maybe. So I'm actually going to loosen this up just a little bit because of how today's working in the context. I might regret that later, but as of right now, you just got to let things breathe a little bit today with the anticipation or the hope that, you know, if it does come up a couple ticks against you, it will eventually fall back in and you could get a scratch out of this. Because it's a little bit thinner DOM. I don't know, these guys, the bonds might not have a choice. If the ES continues just to sell down, if it makes new lows, then we're definitely going to see this thing blow through the tops, I would imagine. Just cannot catch a bid at all over here in the ES. It's definitely just getting sold. Every pop's getting sold down. Damn. All right. Just scratch that out. That was basically just a response, almost maybe a bit of a panic on what was going on over here in the ES, just blowing through the lows like that. This is just not stopping. This is wild. Crazy, man. It's 9:30 a.m. I don't really have anywhere to be for another couple hours, so I'm just going to hang out and see if we get another setup come along. But I'll just pause the video for now. Okay, we're back. It is right on 10 a.m. Pacific time. Still the 24th of February. I had that trade going. I was short here at 6, and this thing actually did drop in quite a few ticks down to 01, I think, and the ES ripped all the way up to 35, and now it's back down making new lows. And bonds and Treasuries bonds have gotten back up to the highs again. And we've kind of stalled. They didn't blow through it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a shot again here, see what happens. Massive. I see. It's interesting that I've indicated this support level down here in the ES at 20. You can see this huge bid that's coincidentally sitting at the same level. So we'll see if we get some sort of response. That's based on the daily chart, I believe, in the ES. It's just once you get a big drop like this, you start to look at support levels. That's just where we kind of got bought up 1, 2, 3, 4 days previously, right at that level. So we'll see if buyers step in, if big buyers step in at that level again. We got the Ultra Bond that's still way off the previous highs. Actually, all the bonds are making new highs. Well, Treasuries are all making new highs. I'm going to change this. So, starting to get a little pushback here at that level. Maybe it's momentary. This might be the one where I really should scratch it. It's going to be kind of a free fall after that. Don't want to panic like I did last time, but I could definitely see bonds just once it pops this level, it's just going to frickin' blow right up through here. And the ES really has nothing beyond this. There's no support for a long time. Still pretty much right at the yellow line though. Nobody's kind of popped that level yet. Get rid of this so we can track it on the Ultra Bond. We're down about 3 1/3% now on the S&P. Oh, sorry, it's a little bit more than that. We're probably pushing 4% at this point. Could go limit down today. It'd be wild. So far bonds are not buying this continued sell-off. Just still sitting here. But like I said, once it pops, it could be pretty dramatic. Just needs some sort of a bounce here in the ES. Look at that size right there. Oh, they just took it right out. Don't even care. If we do get a rip in the ES, I think this thing could definitely drop in quite a bit. I'll take advantage of that as opposed to just trying to scalp it out a few ticks. Everybody else that's short right here is going to want to start bailing, and then that's when things are going to get ugly. Really don't want to cover this here at the high. This is one of those trades I feel like you got to let it play out all the way into your stop if it's going to do that. Well, I kind of made my bed. I'm just going to lay in it, I think. If it comes up through and pops me out, then whatever. Looks like, I don't know how much longer we can hold on here. It's not looking good. That took forever. I probably got slipped on it. I sure did. Sure did. That's me right there, 18. Cocksuckers. All right, 10:16 a.m. Pausing the video. I think. Finish my laundry and I'll come back. Okay, so 10:30. I'm about to wrap up here, but I was just kind of thinking about what's transpired today as far as trading, and I took that first trade at 6, that short, and I ended up scratching it, I think prematurely, kind of in a bit of a panic. But during that trade, I said I needed to give my stop a little bit of room to breathe. And I completely kind of forgot that on the second time around. Because I got stopped out here at 10, which is turning in to be probably the high of the day in bonds. And we're now dropped in all the way down to 01, which is kind of my target on the previous, on that last trade. We finally got that rip I was looking for in the ES. It took it, you know, had to get all the way down into 13. But it's up over 20 points from that. So I think just being rusty, I think that's kind of contributing to trading different trades differently on the same day when the context is the same. But yeah, I wish I would have taken my advice on the previous trade and let this breathe a little bit. Probably would have moved it up to 11-12, and would still be in this thing because the context dictated it. So anyway, it's 10:30. Like I said, I think I'm done. I need to kind of shift gears and move on to the other things I have to do today, but that's all I got. See you next time.